Are you ready? I believe we are. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what I plan to do if I have the honor of being elected your next president. First, I'll go to every governor, urge them to mandate mask wearing in their states. And if they refuse, I'll go to the mayors and county executives and get local masking requirements in place nationwide. As president, I'll mandate mask wearing in all federal buildings and all interstate transportation, because masks save lives, period. I'll put a national testing plan in place with a goal of testing as many people each day as we're currently testing each week, a 7-fold increase. Once we have a safe and effective vaccine, it has to be free to everyone, whether or not you're insured. Let me say that again. The vaccine must be free and freely available to everyone. We're going to invest in, for example, 50,000 charging stations on our highways so that we can own the electric car market of the future. In the meantime, China is doing that. We're going to be in a position where we're going to see to it that we're going to take 4 million existing buildings and 2 million existing homes and retrofit them so they don't leak as much energy, saving hundreds of millions of barrels of oil in the process and creating significant number of jobs.
Would he close down the oil industry? Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give
All right.
it to solar and wind.
We
And
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond, and then
Ohio.
I have to get to the final question. Vice President Biden.
He takes everything out of context, but the point is, look, we have to move toward a net zero emissions. The first place to do that by the year 2035 is in energy production, by 2050 totally.
All right. One
Is he gonna
final
get
question
China to
both
do
of
it?
you. No, we're finished with
Is
this.
he
We
going
have
to
to
get
move on
China
to
to
our
do it?
final question. We have to
I'm
move
going
on
to
to our final
rejoin Paris
question.
Accord and make China abide by what they agreed to.
All right. This is about leadership.
My Build Back Better plan is going to create 18.6 million jobs in 4 years. That's hard now. That's not a liberal think tank. That's Moody's. And it's going to create 7 million more jobs than the president's economic plan. And $1 trillion more in economic growth than the president's plan. And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes. I'm not going to raise taxes on anybody making less than 400 grand. But you won't pay a penny more. But those making more than that, I'm going to ask them to finally begin to pay the fair share. I'm going to ask the big corporations and the wealthy to begin to pay. 91 of the Fortune 500 companies today pay zero tax. You hear me? Zero tax. How many of you pay zero tax? And billionaires are paying at a tax rate, because it's all investment money, they're paying a lower tax rate than you pay if you have a job as a plumber. We're going to address systemic racism and build real economic opportunity of equality for the black community. The blinders have been taken off. The American people have seen. They've seen how bad things are. To make it easier to start a business, to buy your first home, to pursue an education after high school without being burdened with debt, to invest in HBCUs that do so much to mold black leaders of tomorrow. I mean it. This is not just talk. I mean it. We're going to act to deliver racial justice in America.